Growing up, there's one meal that I love the most that I hardly saw, but once I got it, was the best meal. Chicken stew. So I'm going to make it with my kids. So we're going to the store and we can't wait to show you how I make it. Okay guys, it is what? It's
dinner time.
Okay guys, we have to run to the store. Let's go. Hey guys, do you have kids that fight every time they get in the car? It's like the story of my life. It's like they wait, things are okay until we get in the car, and then the war begins. Boy, are you guys not fighting today? Please? Okay, let's go. Okay guys, we're going to the store. We are not buying candies. We are not buying sweets. Papa is buying food for dinner to cook, okay? You promise?
No.
No, that's not happening. So my kids are crazy about baggies. I don't know why, but it's the way I get them one place together so we don't lose each other. Okay guys, here's the plan though. No candy, no sweets, no crying, no yelling. Deal?
Yeah.
Okay, deal. Put your hands here. No cans, no sweets. Okay, let's go. So growing up in Africa, I had one meal every other day, and my meal was beans and potatoes. So there wasn't any choice of food. So being in a store where the choices are endless, it can be overwhelming. So every time I come, I always think about, wow, how much food, the choices. It's amazing that I could come from a world where I never had a meal to a place where there's so much meal that constantly in my head is like, wow, okay, let's go. So let's see what I'm getting. Okay, so here's what I want. So I have potatoes, I have this. Oh, what I need is actually there. All right. So guys, you ready to go home?
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of food I ate when I was a little boy? Well, when I was a little boy, no, we couldn't afford chicken. So we would have beans, and we could not have beans and potatoes. So we would have beans today, and then we would have potatoes the next day, you know? And do you know how much we had to eat? Little, like so little to make you survive the day. And guys, do you know that where I come from, when I was little, there was no grocery store. So you only had to eat what you grow. So we would help mom and dad to grow food, and that was the only food we can eat. Yeah, there were vegetables, but we would grow those vegetables ourselves. Hey kids, I love you very much, but here's something we have to learn. We learn how to be grateful every day. We have to be grateful at all times, because we can have as many meals as we want. To some kids in other countries or in other world, they don't have everything to eat, you know? Sometimes they go to bed hungry, but for us, we can have so many choices as we want. And sometimes we forget about that, you know? So we need to learn to be grateful at all times, right? Okay guys, I'm gonna need help, okay? So I'm really excited that I get to prepare this meal with my little ones. It's something I grew up, well, I didn't grow up eating it, but when I, lived with my foster family, they really taught me how to cook this meal. And every time I miss home or every time I want to think of Africa, this is what I do. It's simple. You could learn how to do it as well. So guys, you ready? For you, Ryder, I'm gonna cut this off, you know. See?
I know how to cut.
We're not cutting this one. So I want you to use your hands. Look, I want you to use your fingers. Look, can you see? Like this and like this, and put them here, okay? See? Like this.
Oh, they feel so weird.
I know, but you can do it. Look, it's really easy.
So I just take off the stems?
Yeah, take off the stems. They're not stems.
Oh.
You're cutting them into small pieces, see? That's all we're doing, just like this.
Oh, I cut it into smaller pieces.
Okay. So as you can see, cooking here is a family job, you know? We try to include everyone, and that's what I love to do. Always in teaching. Someone taught me, like, I always want to teach my kids as well. And that's why we want to help more kids, you know? Now I'm Known Foundation, we really kind of put it there so we can help and teach others and teach other parents on how to really reach out to teens especially, and young ones, you know? A simple way to truly make a difference in someone's life, you know? It's not a big thing, it's really something small that we get to be and come alongside our kids that changes lives, just that. Good job, good job. Well, my kids haven't been to Africa, but it's super exciting to see them really excited to learn about my culture, to see them enjoy the meal that I'm about to make, and I can't wait to take them home one day. Growing up, I never had an opportunity to have chicken every time I wanted it. It's kind of funny, like in the store, it's the cheapest meal here in the United States. Where I come from, that was a delicacy that we had to eat only on Christmas. So we didn't eat chicken every time. I mean, rarely. So for me to be in a place where chicken is kind of like, you know, the cheapest meal you can find is cool, for sure. Anthony, do you like chicken?
I love chicken.
Awesome, I like chicken too. The reason why I like to do the food prep before, because it's a little bit easier. I get to know what I need to put first, what I need to do next. So it's a little bit easier that way. Otherwise, I would chop one and then go make for other. But by having it all together makes it simple. But for you who's watching and saying, I want to make the same meal, you can make it. Because you can watch how much I did and what I'm gonna put in to make an African chicken stew. So you are welcome. So I always have to think, I love my African food, but doesn't mean my kids will love everything about what I'm about to cook. So I like to put extra of something else, just in case they don't like the other, they can eat the other, yes. So I am gonna make some rice. I'm gonna cook some rice on the side and make it, there's this magic thing, that cooks rice like in seconds. Ooh. Yes, I find all kinds of measurements. I mean, who needs to measure? So back home, I watched my mom cook. She never had a measurement. She just knew how to look at, using her eyes and her hands, and that was all. That is my challenge. Living in the United States, my problem has been everything has to be measured. I'm like, how? Ounces and liters and what? I like to kind of do my mom's way. Just look, use your hands and figure that out. Here we go. I think this is enough rice. Maybe not enough. I'll add a little bit more. A little bit, wash it. So I know I put 1 cup. All I need to do is put 2 cups of water to make enough for family meal, right? 1 cup of rice, 2.5 cups of water. 1, I think that's 2.5. Well, let's see. Again, growing up in Africa, to just cook one meal, just beans, it would take hours and hours. 1, we had to use wood. 2, they were dry, so it would take forever. So it's amazing to be here and literally all it takes about 11 minutes to make rice. Okay, so all I need is rice. I'm cooking rice, 12 minutes, that's all it takes. And then go. I think that's it. We'll see. And that's the magic of cooking. And as a single dad, I mean, that really makes it easy. I don't think I would be able to do this if I had to wait for hours and hours for just one meal to be ready. I would never be able to feed my kids. So you want an instant link pot? It will save your life. Yes, you find this in the link. If you want one, buy one. It's really the most amazing thing. Cooks food in seconds. Now I'm gonna cook my chicken here. So let's see, I need fire. I'm not sure it's enough big pan, but I'm gonna see how it works. If it doesn't, I will change it. So while that's going on, yes, just do the whole thing so we don't waste it. I don't like wasting food. Can we put this in there, out of the way? Watch your hands though. This kind of reminds me home. You know, my mom would grow these and would just go pick them as they are. But it's kind of cool that you go to the grocery store literally and pick them like you just went to the garden and picked up something. Tricky, huh? Ooh, the fire. So I get to put the onions, let them saute for a little while. Salt is key, salt is key. So there's this food, or there's this amazing thing called chapati. Chapati is known in East Africa and most of Africa. It's kind of a naan bread. I think for all Africans, we learned all the Indian culture really brought that to us. So chapati is my favorite thing that I get to do. And I'm gonna cook it. I'm not sure if my kids like it, but hey, they don't eat, the more for me. So I'm in to make chapati. All I need is flour. So I use whole flour, you know, whole wheat. That's what I get to use. Put a little oil and put a little salt. And that's pretty much it. And water. Let's do this. Good. Put some. Who wants to come and help me? Okay, you want to help? One by one. All you have to do. Okay, you go first. Do like this. You go first. You know what I'm making?
What?
I'm making chapati.
What's that? Chapati?
Yeah, chapati. I'll show you. It looks like a tortilla, but it's not really a tortilla.
Oh,
Yes.
those things where you have to like like bunch up the topping.
Yes.
And squeeze it together so everything inside can be squeezed up.
Yes, that is
Inside?
chapati. Yes, that's chapati. Okay, now it's your brother's time. Okay.
No,
yes.
can I do it?
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Then
Thanks
I
for
will
help.
do it.
Good job.
Never
Good job. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Way too many cooks. The chicken is coming along. You know, when I visited my foster family, you know, at school there was always food, but they always, you know, they would give you portion because every child had to have. When you have 2,000 kids to feed, you cannot portion everyone. But my first time to have a big meal was when I went for lunch on a Sunday to my foster family that took me in. There was so much food on the table that I could not believe. Chicken, rice, fish. And I thought, can I also eat everything here? You know, at first I could not believe what I was saying. I felt like if heaven's like this, man, I am in heaven. And so they said, Peter, you can have as much food as you want. I mean, you have no idea how much I ate because I had never seen that much food, but also that many types of food. I mean, you have posho, you have chapati, you have rice, and then they had fish, chicken, and beef all on the dining table. And I mean, I felt like if heaven is this way, I want to go to heaven because I never had that kind of food, or I never had really an opportunity to have a choice to pick what food I could. Think about, you're a street kid, you eat in the garbage, you grow up from a poor family where you barely could have a meal, and then you go to school where they have to feed you most time beans and posho. Going to a home where a meal was just, I mean, it was heaven. That was my first time when I really experienced what it meant to have a choice, what it meant to have a meal, but also what it meant to eat enough to eat. I ate enough because I didn't know there would never be enough food. Well, I knew there was never more, there was never an opportunity for me to have more food. So I ate as much as I can. And I can tell you, I as a foster parent, you know, I have kids who will come to my home and they eat and they don't stop. And you're like, when will you stop? Think about if you went to bed hungry every night. Yes, if you went to bed every night hungry and there's food, you want to make sure you take it. You know, some kids, they hoard the food, you know, which is understandable. That you want to make sure you have food for tomorrow. Oh, you're done? Okay. Good job. Well, my kids helped. Not sure how this is how chapatis are made, but they helped, which is really cool. I was hoping just for me, but it looks like they all have an interest. Not as good. So basically, the ingredients for chapati is just wheat flour, cooking oil, any oil, salt, and water. That's it. That's how we make chapati. So this is how I make them. And then I don't have a roller, so I'm gonna use this one because it has a rolling edge. Yeah, that is the simplest way. Okay, so when the chicken starts to turn brown, yeah, it's a little brown. It's not chicken eye, it's just, maybe it's chicken eye. But once it's a little sauté and brown, now let's put all of it, let's put all of it. All of it, yes. We don't wanna waste anything. Yeah, let's see what next we need to. So making a chicken stew is really simple. All you need is chicken, green pepper, onions, carrots, tomatoes, and cilantro. That's it. And salt and whoa. There's something about African spice that I really like. What is it called? Rico. I have it somewhere. Oh, right here. This is the best muchuzi mix. It's called the muchuzi mix. Muchuzi means saute or sauce mixed. That's all. It is the best.
Spicy
the best
beef
spice.
flavor?
Yes. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it anywhere.
We're adding
It
beef
is
flavor.
made from Africa, which is really cool.
We're adding beef flavor to chicken.
Yes, chicken. Come on, it's gonna taste good. So while the rice is almost ready and the chicken is almost getting there, I am going to make some chapatis. They are made really easy. All I need is a pan, and here my chapatis ready. Okay, can we share that place?
Next time we should dice the onions.
Okay, let's leave it now for it to kind of saute or get ready. So now I'm gonna make some chapatis. Anthony, do you wanna learn how we make this?
Yes.
So here's what I do. So I don't just put a lot of oil, so I use a spoon. That's how I make it. I use 1 spoon because I don't wanna make it glissy. And then chapati. Ooh, the best thing in the world. So the way we make it is you put it right here, move around, get a little spoon of oil, and put on top. This really brings memories of home, you know. It was always wonderful to be in the kitchen. You know, you would go to someone's home and you can smell this from a mile. You know what they're cooking because you smelt it. So I feel the same. It's like going back home for just seconds. Oh or just in my mouth. See? So it's not, we get to know it's ready once we get to see like it's browning at the bottom. Then we know the chapati is ready. So this is done. We put it right here, and then we put another one. Rice is ready, and I'm gonna let the air out. So Anthony, always, this is what I do. I always cover it just in case the pressure went too high, that there's no one in danger, okay? I am gonna give you some rice. You want me to give you half a chapati? Let's try with half. If you don't like it, I will eat it, okay?
Wait, can you make me chapatis if I like it?
If you like them, yes, it's really hot. Can I put some chicken? I'll make sure I don't put all. One more scoop. Here we go. Where are you? I'm gonna put a chapati. Yeah, you want some chapati? If you don't like it, it's fine, but you try. And I'm glad you're trying. Who's gonna pray for the food?
Me.
Okay, can you pray?
God the Father, the Father, thank you for this blessing. Thank you for this blessing.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Okay. Well, as you can see, the food really turned out good. The way it looks is how it tasted really wonderful. My kids enjoyed every bit of it. Even the little ones had seconds, and my teenager, I'd say he had a third plate. It was wonderful to see them enjoy my African cuisine. Don't forget to leave comments or tell us what you think. Maybe next time we can make dinner for you. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. As a dad, seeing my kids how they're growing, so I created Now I'm Known Foundation to help other families on how they can help the kids, especially aging out kids, on how we can teach them skills so they can learn how to survive on their own. And that's what we do for teens that are aging out.